Eric Levy here. You're watching Eml77 TV, my YouTube vlog of 2018, the second chapter and channel of my former YouTube vlog known as The People's Lima. If you want to check out the archives from that channel, I will gladly put the link in the description for you guys to get to my old channel. This is my new channel. If you'd like to subscribe to it, you can. If you'd like to subscribe to my old channel, you can too. Feel free if you want to check out what I've done and what I'm really all about. Today is a somber day, a day of remembrance, actually. Today's September 11th, and obviously we all are remembering this day. A very horrific, tragic day, as 4 jet airlines have been taken, or passengers have been taken hostage or hijacked by a group of terrorists. 2 of the planes hit the Twin Towers in New York City of the World Trade Center. 1 plane hit the west side of the Pentagon. And 1 plane crash landed before it even reached the White House. Found out the Capitol was targeted and not the White House itself. And almost 3,000 lives were lost that day. Moms, dads, aunts, uncles, cousins, brothers, sisters, nieces, nephews, little children. All because of 1 man. And that 1 man I will not mention. This 1 man wanted to teach, hated the United States because of its alliances, political alliances with other countries. And I usually don't talk about politics on here or on my social media feeds and whatnot, because they usually cause strife and division among family and friends. That event, September 11th, had changed the lives of us Americans forever. And since then, we've been having issues in our government. No matter who is in charge, we've been having issues. The thing here is, we cannot forget those who lost their lives that day. And the thing here, and just the thing is, I always will never forget that day, because I remember where I was. I was working as a dishwasher at Ruby Tuesday at the Dartmouth Mall back in the day. And we were getting things settled up and everything else. And we're about to, prepare the restaurant for opening and all that. And then the TV was turned on. Everybody usually watches Regis and Kelly back in the day. Or sports, see what's going on there. And then they said around 8:45 that morning of September 2000, back in 2001, the first plane hit the south tower of the Twin Towers. We could not believe it. We stood, and then I tried to. I don't want to say I tried to ignore it, but but I had a job to do, and I was going to be focused on that job. So, and then the second plane hit the North Tower. The sad part about it is innocent lives were involved, and these terrorists are like loose cannons, man. Seriously, I mean, if they hate America that badly, if you hate somebody, just ignore the person. Don't talk to that person anymore. Go on with your life. And leave that person be. But terrorists, they want to prove a point. They want to go out there and send a message. And killing people is not how you send a message. But that's their way of doing it. And it's sad that there's people out there that think like that, And that's what burns me up. There's people out there, they kidnap people. they behead people because they hate them or something like, it's an association with the countries and all that. That's what I hate about politics. That's why I hate about it, because there's other countries that their politics are a lot different than ours, but still, I hate politics in general. No matter what country you're from, I just hate politics. That's why I always post fun stuff on here, And I know a lot of people hate on me for it, but you know what? I really don't care what the haters think anymore. All right? But this is about the near 3,000 people that lost their lives that day. We got to remember them. Yeah, you think the terrorists are among them, but I don't want to think about terrorists, but the innocent lives that were lost that day. We're also going to be thankful for our police and firefighters and first responders for risking their lives to try to save other lives. And a lot of people that lost their lives that day. People who have parents lost their parents. Children, they lost their children. Sisters, they lost their sisters. Brothers, they lost their brothers. People who have aunts and uncles, they lost their aunts and uncles. People have cousins on those planes. They lost their cousins. It's really sad, and it's had sad tragedy. And like I said, going back to where I was working at Ruby Tuesday, and when everything went down, so we tried opening the restaurant and tried moving on, try to focus on, whatever. But the power went out in our mall, on our part, and the mall executives made a decision to shut down the mall for the day, just for safety reasons. Everything was closed that day. So I got out around 1:30 after getting rid of the trash and boxes, and I remember walking out to the parking lot of the mall. There was not a single car in sight almost, with the exception of those who were still working, some of us. It was a ghost town. And I hopped in my car and drove home. And I remember trying to turn the radio on, see if I listened to some music and get my mind off this and this horrible tragedy. And all it was covering the attacks. Heck, I went home and tried to find a good show to watch, and because I didn't have a computer back then. Most of the channels were covering the attacks, except for the Game Show Network. And Press Your Luck was coming back too, so it's. So I was really excited, so I watched some Press Your Luck, My mom and I had a discussion about what happened. And it was something I said I could not believe it. I told my mom, hey, look, the mall was the parking lot was a ghost town. The power went out. It was chaos. It was chaos over here. And I could not believe it, And then we found out that Al-Qaeda was behind those attacks, and Bin Laden was the one that orchestrated the whole thing. Ten years later, we finally got him. And it was like, okay, now what? We captured Saddam Hussein, and then we defeated Osama bin Laden. And nowadays, we're trying to do whatever it takes to make sure tragedies like 9/11 doesn't happen again. And it comes right down to it. But what does it mean? How I feel about it. I still feel down to this day about that tragedy, and because a lot of people's futures have been erased for it, you know. But I wanted to leave you guys with an encouraging message here, and that is, if you have a loved one, tell that person you love them. Tell your people in your family you love them. Tell your friends you love them. Tell your kids you love them. Parents, tell your kids you love them. Aunts and uncles, tell your nieces and nephews you love them. Grandparents, tell your grandkids you love them. And, you know, all around. You know. Brothers, tell your brothers you love them. Sisters, tell your sisters you love them. Brothers, tell your sisters you love them. And sisters, tell your brothers you love them. Boyfriends and girlfriends, tell each other that you love each other. I love you all. And it's really, you know, unbelievable. Tragedies like this, man, shouldn't have happened. And I pray that the Lord comforts all those who have lost, all those families who lost their loved ones on that horrible, tragic day. It's probably the hardest video I ever did, because even though it was 17 years ago, it still sticks in your mind always, you know. Every time this date comes up, it just sticks in your mind. I'm hoping to, like I said, that's the ultimate goal. And the ultimate goal of my YouTube channel is to bring smiles on people's faces, to make people, you know, not worry about the events of September 11th or tragic events like that, or tragic events that happen in each other's lives, or about the negativity and the anger that's been going on in this world. That's why, you know, I hate watching the news, because to me, it's all it is negativity and anger, people getting murdered, people getting shot, you know, what has been here in Massachusetts or all over the United States, or even, you know, the shootings been happening, school shootings been happening. We had recent shootings happen, and just, you know, it just irks me. That's why, you know, I've always wanted to focus on the positive and the happiness. You know, positive happiness, you know, and smiles. That's what I want. You know, I don't want to focus on these tragedies that happen. I know they happen. I know it's like, I don't want people to feel sad. That's why I talk about other different things here, other than what's going on in the news, what's going on in politics. Anything that brings negativity, strife, division, you know, death. I don't want to talk about any of those things, you know, because that's not who I am. I want to talk about stuff that brings smiles to people's faces, you know, having fun, you know, telling funny jokes, or, you know, talking about wrestling, play video games, play some game shows on here. And that's my main goal. The main purpose of my YouTube vlog, whether it be The People's Limo or Eml77 TV, was to bring smiles upon people's faces. You know, if they're having a bad day, I want to put a smile on your face. I had positive feedbacks on my YouTube channels for it, you know, from people that I've known. They always watch my YouTube channels. I've always, you know, go out and do what I do, you know. I always try to, you know, do my best bringing to you the good stuff, the stuff that people smile a lot. And those people out there, you know, yeah, things happen, it's real, I get it. All right, and that's fine. You know, it happened, you know, there's nothing I can do about it. But I rather choose, this is what I choose. I choose to bring smiles and positivity. No drama, no trolling, no nothing. I want to bring positivity and happiness and fun. That's what it's all about. I always love having a sense of humor, telling bad jokes, and just making you smile and making you have a wonderful day. I mean, I know September, you know, a lot of tragedies have happened. There's loved ones that we cannot bring back. I've lost loved ones in my life. I have. People that I've known. People that I was related to. I've lost. I lost a friend of mine from my church, Mark Supernaut. Passed away in 2012 due to cancer. My biological mother, Bonnie J. Parker, also lost her life that day due to chronic bronchitis. Next year, I lost a good friend of mine, a counselor from the latchkey program that I attended when I was a child, Susan Manning. She passed away to cancer. I lost my grandfather on my dad's side, Carlos B. Lima, back in 2004. The year after that, 2005, I lost my aunt, Linda, due to a heart attack. And then most recently, I lost my cousin, Frankie Pino, due to an overdose. You know, life is short, man. You have a grudge against anybody out there, go to that person and say you're sorry and ask them to forgive you. I hold no grudges against anybody. And I've always wanted to forgive that person. I know the trolls and haters out there, I know I can forgive you guys, but just basically, the reason why you hate on me and troll on me because you don't understand about my life, about who I am. But I like for you to know about my life and who I am. If you have a problem with that, I mean, just move on. You know, move on with your life. You know, I could apologize to my ex-crush Paulette, but to what extent, you know? I want to ask her to forgive me. I want to do that, but you know, it is what it is, though. But bottom line is, love one another today. Remember those victims that we lost, that innocent victims that we lost on this tragic day of September 11, 2001. Try to live your life the best way you know how. Smile. Be an example to others. Be a leader. Stand up for yourself. Be yourself. Even if others don't understand, even if others don't understand you, just be who you are. Smile, make people smile. And most importantly, love one another. Show love, not hate. Well, that's it. That's all the time we have. And I'm hoping you guys have a wonderful day. Peace and love. Catch you on the flip side. Episode 121 of Eml77 TV is complete. Catch you on the next episode. Hopefully with more positivity and smiles. Have a good day.